Hello all, and welcome to this Friday's beer review. As you can see, it's still daylight outside, and while it looks incredibly bright, it is not. It is near sunset. And this is a special review I'm going to call the cigar and beach chair review, because after I'm done drinking this beer, I'm going to go and take out the new beach chair I bought and cigar, and I'm going to enjoy me a smoke outside. Yeah. Just curious, it's East India Company Classic Havana cigar. Nicaraguan. But I know you're here for the beer, not the cigar review. So, this is from, again, the 2017 beer camp. Not many more left. There's just one more after this one. I've gone through almost 12 different beers already. This one's the West Coast style double IPA, and this one's brewed in collaboration with Boneyard beer. So, let's read the label, shall we? We just love brewing hoppy beers. It's the way Oregon's IPA masters at Boneyard Beer kicked off our collaboration talks. Well, as it turned out, we do too. So we went all out on this intensely hop-heavy West Coast-style double IPA. It's bright golden, crisp, and brimming with intense citrus and herbal hop flavor. Just how we like 'em. So, this is 8.3 ABV. You know, how people go and distinguish in between a 7.0 just regular IPA and a 8.0 double IPA is beyond me. It just seems like an almost artificial line at this point, but that's another talk altogether. So, this is Sierra Nevada's wheelhouse, and I haven't had a Boneyard beer since they don't distribute to Hawaii like so many other beers. This is my first one of theirs, so I'm interested in seeing how this kind of comes out. I'm going to be pouring it into regular no-neck pint glass. Carefully, since it is a perfect. So, golden with some amber highlights, not very carbonated from the looks of it, and very little bubbles in the inside, with a thick off-white head. A little bit busy for a double IPA. The smell is of heavy grapefruit, very grapefruit zest. Grapefruit and orange zest. And smell of kind of ozone, I think. I always think of ozone kind of smell. I don't know. Some people think it's different. Some hints of dankness. Nice florals. Hints of mint, too, oddly. Underneath that, a sort of juicy, biscuity malt backbone that you can smell in it. Very thick on the palate, but not boozy at all. Very low level of carbonation, even for the style. And that's not too bad. I mean, it's still enough that you could think it's like maybe pub drawn or something. In the front, biscuity malts. With hints of sweetness that arise in the mid palate and then are replaced by an intense resiny hop finish. Very pithy, very pithy aspect to that hop finish. Not overly strong though, it's about right for a double IPA and the malt front. Hops in the front kind of express themselves as a lightly floral effervescence into the nose area. Somewhat chewy, I would say. Also do some lemony aspects in the finish. It's not a bad double IPA, but you know, at this point I've had so many West Coast style IPAs and double IPAs that they're all starting to kind of blend into each other. There's not much you can do with this style at this point, unless you're starting to go really out there with adjuncts, and that's kind of hit or miss, or you know, trying to push it in other directions. Again, this is a perfectly fine double IPA. Might be a little bit too light on the carbonation for some people. That doesn't bother me. It's just a well-made double IPA, and it doesn't really have anything overly unique. You know, nothing really bad, nothing really wow to it. A well-made beer. You know, I'd drink it again, but it's just not exciting, that's all. I just kind of feel at this point, with this particular style, it's just going to be becoming a retreat for the vast majority of beers that I'm drinking. And I think a lot of that has to do with the intensity of the flavors involved here. You know, whereas, say, with a Czech Pilsner, where you're having, or a German Pilsner, you know, where you have some very narrow style guidelines there, but by the nature of their subtlety and the narrowness and difficulty of hitting those points, there's a lot to explore just in that. Whereas something where, you know, where it's just overwhelming the taste buds in a lot of aspects, you know, it's a lot harder to kind of say, well, approach each beer and be like, well, what's new in this? Because it's just kind of hard, you know, and there's just so many explosive, you know, you drink, even if you like the style, you have to admit, halfway through, you know, or even at this much, where I've only drank maybe about a quarter of it, my taste buds are already slammed, you know, they're just like resiny at this point. And what I mean by that is that my tongue just pretty much has that sort of bitter hop oil aftertaste on it that doesn't clear unless, say, I ate a cracker and drank a little bit of water. And that makes kind of the tasting part more difficult. So, again, I'm not slamming this particular beer. I'm more kind of talking about my difficulties with this style at this point. And it was interesting how when I took my month's break from beer, I kind of came back and appreciated it again, but I've kind of worn that new appreciation is kind of worn off already, you know? Maybe if I was more of an occasional beer drinker, I could be more wow about the IPA, West Coast IPA and double IPA style, but no, not so much. So this one, West Coast style double IPA. As IPAs, you know, double IPA, West Coast style double IPAs go, they go, you know? Yeah. I was trying for the stocky quote, but I couldn't even think of, I thought of it the first part, but I didn't think of a follow through there. So you can kind of see I'm not a wit there, but yeah. If you like the style, have at it. If you're kind of meh about it already, well, you'll be meh about it. But it's a well-made beer. That's your beer review for tonight, folks. Or today. Cheers.